Now, Nigeria rejects Niger's allegations of collusion with France, calls claims baseless and disingenuous. Nigeria has dismissed Niger's claims of collusion with France, calling them baseless and an attempt to blackmail the country. The federal government on Thursday night described allegations by the Nigerian junta General Tishani that there was a covert collusion between Nigeria and France to destabilize his country as an attempt to blackmail Nigeria over the principal stance of the Economic Community of the West African States ECOWAS against the unconstitutional seizure of power in that country. Describing the allegation as disingenuous and doomed to fail, Minister of Information and National Orientation Muhammad Idris, in a statement, insisted the claim was non-existent. That was as Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa maintained that the Nigerian military will not allow any foreign military base in the country. Musa also warned those said to be doing business with terrorists to desist from such criminality. Former presidential spokesperson Reno Omokri said Tishani's allegation was an indication that he was in panic mode. Niger's head of state had accused France of providing financial support to the Nigerian government to establish a military base in Borno State, purportedly to destabilize Niger and its neighbors. Tishani made the allegation on Christmas Day in an address where he accused Niger's former colonial masters of meddlesomeness and hashing ulterior motives in the sub-region's political affairs. But Idris, who refuted the claims, said they existed solely in the realm of imagination of the Nigerian authorities. He insisted that Nigeria had never engaged in any effort to covert alliance with France or any other country to sponsor terrorist attack or destabilize Niger Republic in the wake of the undemocratic change in the leadership of that country. Idris, who challenged the Nigerian junta to substantiate his allegation with credible evidence, urged the Nigerian public to disregard the false and unmeritorious allegations. Any attempt to blackmail Nigeria over ECOWAS' principled stance against the unconstitutional seizure of power in the Niger Republic is disingenuous and doomed to fail, he said. According to the Information Minister, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, as chairman of ECOWAS, has demonstrated extremely exemplary leadership, keeping the doors of the sub-regional body open to re-engaging Niger Republic despite the political situation in the country. Nigeria remains committed to fostering peace, harmony, and historic diplomatic ties with Niger. Yes, we are going somewhere with this because we need to learn. This is how this particular tension is now building between Nigeria and Niger as we speak. That's why, PDP is now calling on the federal government. And when I say PDP now, I mean Atiku's aide, who goes by the name Frank Chaibu. He is calling on federal government to scrutinize romance with France. Okay, Frank Shaibu, Special Assistant on Public Communication to Atiku Abubakar, has called on the federal government to scrutinize its romance with France. It was reported that France has found itself in the throes of a diplomatic crisis in Africa, particularly in West Africa, where it has for decades maintained a stranglehold on its former colonies. Shaibu, in a statement issued Thursday, noting that the romance with France must be approached with vigilance and an unwavering commitment to Nigeria's sovereignty, dignity, and leadership in Africa. He said, while the motivations behind this newfound partnership remains speculative, one thing is clear. France's interest is in Nigeria is not altruistic. It is rooted in self-preservation and desperate attempt to maintain a foothold in a region that has increasingly grown hostile to its machinations. For Nigeria, the stakes are high. Any alliance with France must be scrutinized through the lens of national interest and historical experience. Frank noted that the administration of President Bola Tinubu must tread carefully, adding that Nigeria cannot afford to become a stepping stone for France's resurgence in West Africa, nor can it allow itself to be manipulated into a subservient role in a relationship historically marked by exploitation. He added, the romance with France must be approached with vigilance and an unwavering commitment to Nigeria's sovereignty, dignity, and leadership in Africa. The question, therefore, is not just where the alliance is heading, but whether it is worth the price Nigeria may have to pay. Only time will tell if this partnership will serve Nigeria's interests or if it will reduce the nation to yet another pawn in France's relentless quest for dominance in Africa. So, what is that quest? It is, lithium is the major thing here because it is spinning and it is booming when it comes to business, economy. Now, this is how big the lithium is. Lithium is could fuel the next conflict in Nigeria. Newly discovered reserves of lithium are raising hopes of a new mining boom in Nigeria. But as Charles, is saying, he said Nigeria is known for its substantial oil reserves, but beyond the petroleum, the country has over 40 commercially viable natural resources. Recently, Nigeria discovered enormous reserves of lithium, a highly reactive metal used in energy dense rechargeable batteries used in cell phones, electric vehicles, and grid storage. Given the increased interest in renewable energy, the lithium market has surged as governments seek to phase out fossil fuel vehicles in favor of emissions-free electric cars. The cost of a ton of lithium has risen from £4,600 in 2020 to over 61,000 pounds in 2022. According to the World Bank, the demand for essential metals such as lithium and cobalt will increase by roughly 500% by 2050. The global electric vehicle market alone is projected to reach 646.23 billion euros by 2030. Most of the world's lithium is produced in four countries: Australia, the world's largest producer, Chile, Argentina, and China. However, these countries do not produce enough to fulfill the expanding worldwide demand. As a result, the search for lithium has moved to Africa and is already being extensively mined in Zimbabwe, Africa's largest producer, Namibia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Mali, and Ghana. Today, the quest for lithium is gaining traction in Nigeria, with competition becoming increasingly fierce. In Nigeria, lithium is currently mined in Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, Ekiti, Cross River States in 2018. This is the level, it is now. Now, a Nigerian mining company announced that the discovery of 15 tons of commercial lithium in Nigeria. So even before like this company began to talk about it in 2023 during the campaign for presidential election, Al Mustafa, who was, I think he was the SSG with the late Sani Abacha, General Sani Abacha. He exposed a lot of things about some of our mineral resources that we don't, we are, that they are not accounted for on a very good day.